Alright guys, so today I have a tutorial on a really great effect by Trickster AT. Now this trick is called Transwitch, and as you might be able to tell from the title, it is a sandwich effect. Now I highly recommend that you go and check out his performance of this trick. I'll put a link to it in the description box below, along with a link to his channel. Definitely go and check out his channel and subscribe to him as well. He has loads of great videos, and his sleights are all excellent, particularly his passes, and as you'll see in the performance, his riffle pass is exquisite. So go check out the performance and his channel, and then come straight back here and I'll tell you how this trick is done. So there are three main sleights that you're going to need to know in order to perform this trick. In chronological order, they are the Marlowe tilt, the Cardini change, and any pass that you want to use for this particular effect. So in the performance he uses a riffle pass, but you can use a Herman pass or anything like that if you want. So just type into the YouTube search bar the names of those three sleights, or any of the ones that you don't know, and then learn them, and then come straight back here and I'll show you how to begin with the effect. So as this is a sandwich effect, you're going to need two helper cards, and I'll stick as closely as possible to the performance by using the two red queens. Once you have your two helper cards, you're going to show them to the spectator and then flip them face down on top of the pack. Following this, you simply have them select a card in any way that you please, and in this case it is the two of spades. And this is where the first prerequisite move comes into play, which is the Marlowe tilt. You can perform it as it's performed in the performance of this effect, or in any other way that you please, so long as it seems as if the card is going into the center of the pack, when in fact it is simply going second from the top, just like so. So if you flip over the top three cards, you can see the selection is being sandwiched by the two helper cards. Now from here, with the spectator believing that their selection is in the center, you're going to push over the top two cards, which they should think are the helper cards, the two red queens. You're going to swap them over and flip them face up, like so. And you're going to try not to flash the selection below this helper card. Now from here comes the second sleight which you need to learn, which is the Cardini change. So you perform your Cardini change just like so, and you pull the helper card round to the bottom of the pack. So it seems as if the Queen of Hearts has changed into the selection. Of course, if you don't want to perform the Cardini change, you can perform any other change that moves the top card round to the bottom face down, such as the stealth change, which I believe is something like this, where you have your little finger on the corner and you push to the side to slide that card round, and then you pull it round to the bottom. Or the one which looks a little something like this, where you pull the card round to the back as you tilt the pack forwards. Now those two might be a bit more obvious to the spectator, that the card is simply moving round to the bottom, but it's up to the performer which sleight they choose to perform. Now from here you can spread out the cards to show that the helper card isn't anywhere to be seen, but of course again that might make it a little bit more obvious to the spectator that you simply moved it to the bottom in a quick motion with the hand. So from here, if you want, you can move on to the third prerequisite move, which is the pass. Now as I mentioned before, you can do any pass that you want. You can perform a classic pass or a riffle pass by pulling this top picket round to the bottom, just like so. But personally, I don't really like the classic pass, so what I would do is I would do a turnover pass or a Herman pass. Now in the case of the turnover pass, if you perform it like so, flip over the top packet, you're in a perfect position to now simply spread through the cards, display one face down card which is being sandwiched by your two helper cards, and then you show to the spectator that it is in fact their selection, just like so. So you can perform any pass you want and then simply spread through the cards to display the selection being sandwiched by your two helper cards. So that is the general gist of the effect, but there is a slightly simpler way to perform the first part, so I will show you that just in a second here. So a great suggestion which I saw in a comment on the performance video, which I believe the comment was from Card Trick Boys HD, said that you could use a bluff pass to control the selection when it's first selected, so that it ends up in between the two helper cards, so second from the top. So as if you're starting normally, you flip over the helper cards on top, and you dribble the cards until the spectator says stop. Then you flip over the card, just like so, and you pinch it in between your middle finger and your index finger. You drop the cards in your right hand until you only have one card left. You flip over the selection, like so, and then you very quickly pick up half of the pack, out jog a card just like so, and this, the spectator should think this is their selection. So then you square it up in the center, and then it is now controlled the selection to the second position from the top, while retaining the order of the rest of the deck. Now, if you want a more in-depth tutorial, I think I've got one in my tutorial for my pickles card trick. If you just search that on my channel, I'm sure you'll be able to find it. But that's just a nice, easier alternative compared to using the Marlowe tilt. So now that we've got that second alternative move over with, I'll do one more quick run through of the effect with the original handling, just to clarify any points and run back through the slides very quickly. So here we go. So you're going to have your two helper cards, you'll flip them over on top of the pack and have the spectator select any card that they choose. In this case it's the Joker. You will perform your Marlowe tilt, of course, much better than that, and then you will push off the top two cards, switch them just like so, and flip them over, trying not to flash the selection in the second position. Only perform your Cardini change, like so, or any other change to move the top card to the bottom, and then you're going to perform your pass, any pass you want. In this case I use the turnover pass, and then just like that you're going to spread through the cards, show one card face down being sandwiched by your helper cards, and then you can simply display it to the spectator that it is their selection. So a very nice, really simple but really well executed take on a classic plot. So again, if you haven't subscribed to Trickster80, go and subscribe to him, check out his videos, and yeah, that's the trick. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you also checked out the performance, as I said at the beginning of the video, and I hope you find this trick useful and get to perform it to lots and lots of people. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you all again next time. Stars and the red background behind the Joker has now been changed to black. So now let's move on to one of the number cards. In this case it's the 6 of clubs, and once again there are indices in all